Hey everybody, how's it going? Randy here with Nerds Templar, and this is the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. It is set number 19 in the green division here, second division to go every time. After 18 sets, we've got Bowser at 15-2 at the top by himself now. King Dedede, who beat Bowser, is below him though, 14-3. So is Kazuya, both number 2 and 3 tied there. Still, they have not fought yet, so not sure who would be number 2 and who would be number 3. And just below him is Meat Gunner at 13-4. And then we have Piranha playing 12-5. Chrom 11-6. Wolf 10-7. Then we got Link at 10-8, who hasn't had his bye just yet. 3 sets to go. 3 buys yet to go. He's one of them. Mega Man 9-8. Below him, Bowser Jr. as well, 9-8. Mega Man beat him in set 16. Villager 9-9. Mewtwo 8-9. And then we have 2 7-10s. Only one gets into the playoffs. Little Mac, who beat Shulk in set 13. Those are the 2 7-10s. And we got 6-11 Corrin, the last one in the move in middle, number 15, who beat both the other 6 11s, that is, Luigi and Bayonetta. Luigi defeated Bayonetta as well. And then we have Toon Link 5-13. Lucina 4-13. Sheik 3-14. And Diddy 2-15. Those two at the bottom, Sheik and Diddy, both eliminated for sure from the playoffs. Just like every division, I'm sure this one is just going to be just as insane as we close things out here the last set. So many things that so many fighters are still fighting for, whether it be the top 3, the top 8 that stays, the trying to get into the move in middle, if you're in the very bottom, or just trying to make the playoffs, whatever it be. There's so many different things still to fight for almost every single fighter. And today, set 19, we've got Bowser Jr. first up against Little Mac, Toon Link versus Shulk after that, Piranha Plant taking on Corrin, Luigi versus Lucina, Diddy Kong versus Bayonetta, Bowser against Sheik, Chrom against Mewtwo, Villager up against Wolf, Meat Gunner versus Mega Man, and finally Kazuya versus King Dedede. That's right, the two 14-3s, number 2 and 3. They are fighting today in the last set, the last match. It's going to be amazing. Link is on his bye as well, the one we mentioned at 10-8. He's on the bye today. Last 2 buys are Villager and Toon Link to go. Let's get into it. We are doing another set, or maybe 2, of just random skins here. Rolled a 1 for Bowser Jr., so just got Bowser Jr. OG 9-8. He's been dropping. He actually is probably one of the ones on the biggest comeback from the early season, where he started off, I believe it was 0-4, right? And he ended up going like 9 and 7-5. Where was he? It was something there. I guess it was 7-5. That's, I mean, pretty good itself. That was about as good as he was able to do, getting out of that 0-4 spot, but still 7-5 after you go 0-4. That one loss he had was to Bowser himself within that time frame. But since then, since that 7-5, he's now gone to 9-8. So it's a little iffy. Both knockouts both ways, almost immediately here. So we got a heated one right off the bat. Little Mac, he's that 7-10 of the 2 of them that's making it into the playoffs right now. So if he can continue to win, he will be in. He's the one. In this division, he's the one. It's all rests on him. What happens, his fate is in his own hands. Yeah, Bowser Jr. should be fine. One more win would definitely probably secure him a place. I don't know if 10 wins would actually do it today or not, but it would if Little Mac and Shulk both lose. But then, of course, Bowser Jr., yeah, he would hit his 10 wins. And that would actually, perhaps, if then Corrin loses, I'm sorry, Shulk loses, then that would, in fact, be enough to get him in with 10 wins into the playoffs for sure. Because then the best the last seed could do is 9-11. Whether that be, Little Mac, Shulk, maybe even Corrin or Luigi or Bayonetta, all 6-11 right now. So there's a lot fighting for that last spot, and there's only one right now. We'll see though. There's one right now, but Mewtwo at 8-9, he could be another potential dropout of the playoffs, right? Certainly, still. I mean, even Villager still, really. Mega Man and Bowser Jr. only 9 wins currently, also could. Little Mac just eliminated again. He is down right now, but 74% on Bowser Jr. Little Mac is tiny, so that's not helping anything, but once he's back to normal now, he is. Alright, 74. About Bowser Jr. big right after that, and that's all he needs. Down goes Little Mac. Bowser Jr. a very good victory. I mean, they both got those quick knockouts back and forth to begin, but after that, it was pretty much all Bowser Jr. from there. Nice win for him, and he's going to finish things off first against Diddy, which is great, and then me Gunner. So that's it's actually it's definitely hard. It's very hard, in fact. Me Gunner number 4, but you got Diddy, and you already got 10 wins here, so that is looking great for Bowser Jr. And again, he's probably going to be good. He's just Shulk is really the only guy who has any shot to take the place from Bowser Jr. And again, that takes a lot of other crazy things to happen if that would. So I think he'll be all right. Little Mac, on the other hand, though, he's now dropping out of that playoff spot for now. Depending on how everybody else does, there could be a massive tie at 7 and 11. Or Shulk goes up to 8 and 10, and he just takes that spot outright. He's going to be in the next one. Little Mac, he has Piranha Plant next, and then Diddy Kong himself. So he also has one easy one. But again, another hard one there. Number 5, Piranha Plant after this. So we'll see. But Shulk has it a lot easier than Little Mac. Little Mac having to take on the 9 and 8 Bowser Jr. Shulk has the 5 and 13 Toon Link. So, I mean, he's got 5 wins, so it's not nothing, I guess. But in fact, he just won last set as well. He won 2 of his last 3. And he also, he was only at 3 wins last season. Our first fighter here today that was from our OG Season 0. He was in the red division, moved out because he was not good enough to stay. And he's already knocked out once here, 30, 40, 51 now on Shulk after his return. Super Mushroom, Shulk Poison, Super Mushroom for not Toon Link because he doesn't get it. Yeah, he was 3 and 17 last season, so he's faring a little better at least this time around. Actually has a chance to get back into the moving point, but I don't know. He probably would want to. I'm sure blue would be maybe a little easier than green. That one's actually kind of questionable. We'll see as things proceed through the seasons and people move on. Who can stay? Who can move? Who settles into different divisions as you know, the ones that just barely fall out of the top 8 move on to somewhere that's more suited to their skills. Right now, Toon Link not finding anywhere suited to his skills in the red or the green so far. But a lot changed after our Season 0 promo. Of course, less than half the fighters, about half the fighters, not including DLC. Now we have literally everybody in this, of course. Shulk still faring pretty well here. Even Poison 106 still staying on the stage there. Oh, but can he come back? Yes, no problem. Back to normal, 116, and he's going to get an 80, almost an 83% knockout on Link there. Not quite. There it is. Not allowing him to return. He's looking for a flawless. I don't think that's going to happen, although we have seen in the past Toon Link struggle to eliminate fighters. Shulk will just do a little damage. He might be kind of safe, actually. For that, of course, that flawless. Wow, that bunny hood fell right to him, and he grabbed it as it was falling on him. 50 on Toon Link, that's what I'm talking about. 130, 138 now on Shulk, 143. Toon Link doing a little bit more damage, but not as much as Shulk's been doing. Super Mushroom for Shulk. He's not going anywhere for now. 63 on Toon Link. He's launchable. With the Super Mushroom, that is. Poison Mushroom on Toon Link. Oh, that could still be it then. Again, the size disadvantage. Not going to allow him to knock Shulk out. Has it again as Shulk gets a Super Mushroom. And now again, 92 on Toon Link. He's launchable without it. And again, we've seen that That big old up A attack connecting. Especially whenever he's big size and that reaches that top platform, no problem. Nowhere to hide, Toon Link. He goes down again, 5 and 14 now, and that will be it for him in the playoffs. No way in at 14 losses, 6, the best he can get now. Because he's got the last bye, by the way. That's why he's got the. Seems like he's got a weird record. He's 5 and 13. Lucina's 4 and 13. That's why. His last match, not that it matters anymore, unfortunately, because he did have like a very, very tiny chance before that. Wolf is last for him, so it's even harder than this. It's a rough way to end. Of course, the very end is his bye, so we're gonna have another bye here in the last set, which doesn't really matter because he's already out. Shulk, though, winning. He's got Luigi next and then Chrom after that, so somebody that he probably wants to beat, and Luigi just below him right now. Could be still just below him one match after today if Luigi wins, of course. And then yeah, Chrom is quite a bit harder, so it's just going to be maybe a tough way for him to get in. Although again, Shulk is now 8 and 10, and the guy sitting in that 13th spot definitively. So as long as he can maybe just win that one more, he could secure that spot with the Luigi win. We'll just have to find out. I guess set 21 is going to be the determining factor. Obviously, the last set will determine it all. You know, Shulk actually, he was at just a couple sets ago. He was 7 and 8. That was probably one of the better places he was. He was 10th though, 10th place in 7 and 8. It looks like he must have the head-to-head over Mega Man, which is maybe important, maybe not. Could still be. But yeah, that's going to be good for him. See, though, about Corrin here and Luigi and Bayonetta next, 6 and 11s. Luigi's next and then Bayonetta after that. We're seeing them all happen in first today here, so kind of know where all of them stand right in the beginning. Piranha Plant, tough one for Corrin, of course. 12 and 5. And yeah, it's obviously going to be tougher for Corrin, Luigi, and Bayonetta to make it in. Especially now with Shulk winning. Shulk winning. 8 and 10 means 8 and 12 is going to be needed to get in. Which means 13 losses is out, which means Lucina's already done. Toon Link was already done even without losing there. He was going to be done, although he lost to Shulk himself. So yeah, that was kind of the one that did it, is him losing to Shulk. Him losing to Shulk just ended it for probably several people. So everyone's like, way to go, Toon Link. You had one job. He did not do it. Corrin, if he can pull this one off. He's got Sheik next. Is easy. I mean, there's that at least, and then Mewtwo, which might be another way for somebody else to get in. Because Mewtwo again it all depends maybe on Mewtwo today against Chrom, which is a potential loss with the 11 and 6 Chrom. That's going to be very, very, very important. In fact, Mewtwo has Chrom and then has Bowser and then has that Corrin match. So Mewtwo could certainly end up 8 and 11 by the time he goes up against Corrin, who could end up, if he can win here and against the easy one in Sheik. That's where he will be as well. Of course, even if if he's one match back, then at least he can tie Mewtwo with a win against Mewtwo in that match. He's one game behind him. Meaning if he loses this match and then can still beat Sheik, right? So there's still going to be a decent way in as long as Mewtwo loses those matches. Mewtwo would have to lose out for that to happen, including that last match to Corrin, of course. And yeah, he's at 51 on his last stock. The Piranha Plant's just been taking it to him. 72 though on Poison Piranha Plant, second stock, almost launched, but not quite going to be not nearly enough, because Piranha Plant is pretty heavy. We mentioned that several times in the past recently. One of the heaviest fighters, I think, in the game. Slightly deceivingly, but yeah, you try walking around with a warp pipe attached to you. Still, it's gonna stun Piranha Plant. Maybe it's just like a delayed launch. That was weird. Didn't get him though. Still, even again, poisoned, I believe there. 95% on Piranha Plant, 100 on Corrin's last. think we're seeing the end here. Another pretty easy victory. Probably, maybe. Piranha Plant poisoned again, 104. Still the extra stock. Launches Corrin instead. And gonna get back to the stage? Yeah. Oh, Corrin. Up B's himself into the bottom of the stage, and he is not going to come back himself. Oh, that was terrible. And Piranha Plant secures it. It was going to happen either way, but you hate to see it happen like that. Corrin. 6 in 12. He's going to leave open the door for the move in middle as well. Let's not forget about that. He was number 15. He was in that spot, that last moving spot. There's two that will move but not make playoffs. Number 14 and 15. That would be coming into this. It was Shulk and Corrin. Now it's going to be Little Mac and whoever else can. If somebody can win in the 6 of Luigi or Bayonetta, will take that other spot. But they gotta win. And apparently that's not very easy. Piranha Plant and Little Mac next for him, and then finishes with Sheik. So kind of not a bad way to finish for Piranha Plant. Maybe one more slightly tough one in Little Mac, but that's about it. Again, Corrin has Sheik and then has Mewtwo. So that'll be very interesting how that ends up. Piranha Plant looking for a top 3 though. Finish though still. Probably just locked in for sure. The top 8, no doubt about that. I'd say already in the playoffs for sure. But yeah, still in the hunt for that top 3. I'm getting some pretty terrible rolls here. I think I had 1-4 and then all 1s and 2s since then, and on 8-sided dice. So yeah, pretty bad. And by the way, speaking of clinching things like top 3 and whatnot, yeah, Piranha Plant, the fact that he has such two like pretty easy matches to finish things off obviously bodes really well for that top finish. We have Gunner just a match ahead of him, and we have 2 matches ahead of Piranha Plant right now at the moment, Dedede and Kazuya. But those guys play today, so one of them is going to end up 1 match only ahead of Piranha Plant. So I don't know. Look at their matchups when the time comes. We'll see how they fare. I'm sure we'll talk about that afterward. Post-set review, post-set breakdown. Hope you guys enjoy all the extra stats and stuff that I'm always spitting your way. Some of you I'm sure do. %. Lucina already knocked out once. 80 on Luigi's first. And Luigi gonna have it a little easier here for his 6 and 11 bout up against Lucina, 4 and 13. Just got eliminated without even fighting. I think maybe she's a little angry about it, but yeah, she's not doing very well here either. I'm giving Luigi a shot right now to get into that moving pack, and still a playoff shot as well. 12 losses, you'll still be in, but it's definitely not looking good at that. Then you're on the brink. You know, all it takes is another Shulk victory to knock you out. Or although again, then we're getting into Mewtwo with only 8 wins, getting into his territory as well. Depending on how he does, again, if he gets to 9 today, then he's gonna almost secure his spot. Just with that, the way things are going. Alright, Lucina is going to return a knockout on Luigi before losing her second, but she's up to 120, 135 now. Luigi supersized and Bunny Hood does get the knockout. Full stock advantage for Luigi here. I haven't seen too many super close ones today, but that's, you know, it's all right. They don't have to all be extremely close. We're still figuring some stuff out either way. Realizing that maybe Luigi doesn't belong in the bottom 6 like Lucina does. Not faring well at all this season. She's gonna, again, it looks like maybe she's gonna drop to 4 and 14. That's pretty bad. 4 wins only is pretty bad. For Luigi, could go to 7, and that's almost what he had last season at 8 and 12, almost making the playoffs then. Looks like he could end up the exact same this time. Still has a chance to do one better than last season at 9 and 11. He has to win out, of course, to do that. Shulk next for him, of course, which is going to be an insane one with Shulk winning, especially if Luigi can win here. But Lucina is taking a lead, 63 to 25. Luigi finishes with Wolf, and that is absolutely not easy at all. So he's going to have a tough time to get in, and that is why he absolutely needs this win right now and the one next time to make sure that he has some decent shot, even if he can't pull the one off against. That's it, though. See you later, Luigi. Lucina going for everything, poisoned on the side of the stage. And she gets it. Crazy. Crazy. And that, I take it all back. So maybe Lucina telling us completely the opposite thing. Luigi does belong in the bottom 6. And Lucina is going to almost tie him up in record, going to 5 and 13. And Luigi's going to drop to 6 and 12. Not out yet, but right there. Just with it's crazy. Right there with everybody else except Little Mac. Everyone who's not in the playoffs except Little Mac. Little Mac's almost the only one left now that has a shot at making it in. Bayonetta as well, because she hasn't gone yet. But she's next. We'll see. We'll see about that. Lucina doesn't really matter what she's got going on, even though she just won today. It's too bad. And picking up the wins at the end of the season. She's got Chrom, and then she's got Bowser. Those are 2 really hard ones. So yeah, that's probably all she's going to get anyway. But 5 wins is at least better than 4 wins, right? And who knows, if she could somehow pick one of those up, she could pass Luigi up. Just make it look a little better standings-wise for herself, I guess. She's not out because of those 6 and 11 losses. She's not out of the potential of getting in that last move in middle spot, number 15. She could still make number 15. Especially with that, again, Luigi loss is huge. Bayonetta losing would be huge. Corrin already lost, which is huge for her to do that. In fact, again, Shulk, Little Mac losing, he's going to open things up for them as well. Well, I guess really just Lucina and Toonling. Yeah, Lucina and Toonling. Toonling's different because that bye. So yeah, never mind. He's still in because of the 6 and 11s all losing. Maybe Bayonetta would, I think, end Toonling's chances of getting into the move in middle. Diddy's 2 and 15. He's the very bottom. He wasn't that last season in the red. He was down there with the others that are still down here. Sheik and Toonling. They were the bottom. Toonling was 3 and 17. Sheik was 6 and 14, and Diddy was 7 and 13 though. Only 1 game behind the 8 and 12 Luigi. Not looking like that this time though. Not at all. Toonling kind of taking that spot with the 5 and 13 now. If only he won today. But yeah, he's going to be done because of the 14 wins, playoffs, and probably also moving on chances. Although Diddy right now getting the first knockout on Bayonetta. 103 on him, Bayonetta Super Mushroom. This is our second to worst match. But next up we do, this one's good. Obviously, Bayonetta's playing for a lot right now. Next up we got Bowser versus the number 1 versus the second to last Sheik. So Sheik's already out, has nothing to play for. Bowser only has a few things to play for, being number 1 right now, and also being like almost a game or two, I think a game or two away from securing the top 3 even. He's already certainly in the top 8. Definitely staying, just really playing for his bye spot, which he's almost got already. So that's why it's our worst match, quote unquote. This one, a little more going on, I think, with Bayonetta, who did get the knockout on Diddy finally, but she's up to 80%. And if this, yeah, Diddy could be looking at an upset here. Maybe. Wait a second. He took 16 damage. No, that's not actually, it's not good at all for Bayonetta here. Yeah, wow. She's gonna get back. Or flipping and flopping, she makes it. taking tons of damage though, 118 to 17. Super Mushroom though, that'll go to her. Could turn it all around. 35 on Diddy. 144 on her. Could have been launched from that if she wasn't big. Diddy's tiny. Wait a moment. 47 on him. Almost launchable with the size disadvantage. Back to normal. He's tiny again. Oh man, Bayonetta just needs to hit him. Can't do it. He just needs to hit her without the size disadvantage, of course. And he also can't do it. 54 to 152. Oh, there's a Diddy Super Mushroom. Get that KO. You get a hit at all. Bayonetta is still resting at 152. Actually starts closing the gap here. 72 on Diddy. Once you're at that like 150 point, it doesn't really matter anymore. Now she's just getting Diddy closer and closer with every hit she gets on him. 76 to 169. Diddy's got a poison mushroom, easily launchable at 78. He's dodging all over the place. He's avoiding all the damage. Wow, that's some good play, but wow, he got the hit as soon as he got back to normal size. Still not launched. 177 Bayonetta, and this is why Diddy has such a hard time. He still can't get the launch. 187. Super Mushroom. 98 on him. Super Mushroom wears off. Bayonetta comes in with an attack. 126. Poison Mushroom now on Diddy. Still on here because Bayonetta can't get him. That's pretty crazy. 126. Even poison for 187. Normal size Diddy now. Wow. Pretty nuts. Somebody. There it is. Bayonetta 120 something or even more on Diddy. Diddy comes in, immediately gets the return knockout that time, finally. Now Poison Mushroom on him, though, as they start their one-stock bout. And a Super Mushroom on Bayonetta. Wow, huge advantage right off the bat. No pun intended. Diddy avoids a decent bit of it. 46, though. 54 on him now. Poison Mushroom. Nobody gets it. 30 on Bayonetta. Got a nice lead now. Super Mushroom on Diddy. 51 on Bayonetta. Can he get an easy knockout is the only thing, because we know that he really, really struggles with knocking people out. So that's going to be the problem. 76 on Diddy. Bayonetta does not struggle as much as him, but Poison Mushroom on her now. 51. 79 on Diddy. Diddy with a huge hit is not going to be enough, but tiny Bayonetta will get back to the stage. Okay, yeah. 79 to 65. It is neck and neck at the end of this one. Again, doesn't matter at all for Diddy. But to knock out another of the 6 and 11s, that would be huge. But oh no, the Poison Mushroom for Diddy, that could be all she wrote. It is. Bayonetta closing the book on Diddy Kong's upset. And also, with that win, she takes that number 15 spot for sure. So it'll be Little Mac. I mean, it'll be Shulk. Then it'll be Little Mac. And then it'll be Bayonetta. Depending on those two, I guess, Little Mac and Bayonetta now tied at 7 and 11. The only two that'll make it there, 6 and 12, Corrin and Luigi below them. Very interesting. And Diddy's 2 and 16. Wow. How about that? Diddy's got Bowser Jr. next and then Little Mac. Doesn't really matter either way. Bayonetta has to go up against Me Gunner and then Bowser, and then not Bowser Jr., but Kazuya. So Me Gunner and Kazuya, not easy at all. Number 4 and number 3 as it stands right now. So good luck, Bayonetta, holding on to that spot that you just got. It's not going to be easy. Of course, all that spot she just got was this last spot to get into the moving middle. All right. So very tentative there. It's still open for a lot of people. Although, speaking of, I guess it's not open anymore for, I guess it still is. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, Toon Link, no. And he is done with 5. He can only get to 6. And you need 7 to get into the moving middle. So Toon Link is going to be done because he's still, again, he's got 5. So he's already at 14 losses. and only get one more win. So we will see Toon Link, Sheik, and Diddy. They'll be the first 3 clinching the bottom 6. How about that? All from the OG Red last season. And the ones left to not, the ones left that still have some glimmer of hope would be Lucina, Bayonetta, Luigi, another OG Red, and of course then Corrin and Little Mac. Those are the guys vying for it. Shulk, again, the one that's in the playoff spot, still moving on, of course, in that moving middle, but he's the one that starts the difference in the number 13 spot, moving it on and getting into the playoffs. Bowser, pretty quick knockout and a Super Mushroom now. 54 on him on that first. Always a chance for an upset, but this is another reason it's our worst match. There's a very small chance for the Sheik upset, especially when Bowser keeps pulling Super Mushrooms and you get poison ones. Not much you can do about that, although Bowser's not getting too many shots in right now, luckily for Sheik. It only takes a couple, though. Get you 40 to 52%. And then a Body Slam, 73, and you're almost launched. Not quite. Poison Bowser now, though. I don't know, hold on. Probably won't mean anything. Oh, wait, 100% knockout now on Sheik. Ooh, 75 on Sheik's second. Bowser pulls another Poison Mushroom. Yeah, we do have these mushrooms can play a very, very big part in turning things around, even in favor of the worst fighter against the best, honestly. But things will be a little more benign 2 seasons from now, but next season it's going to be even crazier than this. That's the goal. Didn't decide for sure, because we have all summer to do that. Decide on the best map we want to use, the best stage that is, the best rules set you want to go with to make it the perfect amount of craziness, zaniness. That's what we're going for next time. For all of our, you could say all of our fall into early winter seasons will be the crazier ones. All of our other ones that are like this time around, like late winter into spring, these seasons will all be a little less crazy. Although this turned out pretty crazy with the mushrooms. 50% on Bowser's first. He's not coming back, because she can do some edge things there as well after being knocked out. It's 1-1, but it was tied pretty much. 0 to 17, 1 stock each. And now though, Sheik takes 2 hits, goes to 54, pulls a Poison Mushroom, and just like that, Bowser could end this immediately. Super Mushroom, he misses the Super Mushroom. That definitely helps Sheik a lot. I mean, again, 1 mushroom could put her right back into a lead or something here. She didn't have a lead, I guess, but she was close. Oh no, Poison Mushroom for her though. 86. Bowser just needs to like flick her, and that's it. Oh, there it is. Yep. He's supersized as well, so add that to the Poison Sheik, and you get a massive knockout. Probably not the craziest launch speed, because it was only like a 50% Sheik, but you know. Bowser wins again. Bowser wins again. That's going to be 16-2. So the worst he can do is 16-4 then. Which means he didn't quite. Gunner still has a shot to Gunner. It could still be Dedede, Kazuya, and Gunner at the end, and Bowser not making that top 3. But probably won't end up being that. Bowser's probably going to end up in the top 3. Just didn't make it officially just yet. But great win for him. And again, he's got Mewtwo next. And after that, he's got somebody easy, right? Lucina. So what's he worried about? That Lucina win's probably going to be all he needs for sure, no matter what. Even if he would lose to Mewtwo. Sheik, again, doesn't matter what she's up to anymore. That loss is definitely, I mean, she was already out 3-14, now 3-15. It's going to be Corrin for her next, and then Piranha playing last. All right, best 4 time. Chrom. Talked about him several times already. 11-6. I guess we maybe just talked about him 2 or 3 times. Based on the matches he has coming up. We already talked about Lucina, and we already talked about Shulk. And those are the 2 that Chrom has left. Lucina's done already. Shulk is, of course, the one that just won to get into the bottom of the playoffs. So, Chrom's like, I guess maybe licking his chops, saying, "Yeah, we'll see if you stay in that playoff spot or not. If I have anything to say about it." Of course, he doesn't want to lose, so he's going to be looking to win that. And of course, he still has a very tiny chance, I believe. Yes, very tiny chance, and he will continue to have that chance. Yes, even with a loss today, I believe, because of the matchup between Dedede and Kazuya, he will still have a shot at the top 3. Very, very slim one. With a win today, it's actually going to be looking still pretty good. And he's the only one left with a shot. There's 6 of them that could make it in that top 3. Him, Piranha and Gunner, vying for the spots over Kazuya, Dedede, and Bowser, who I think again, we're pretty sure Bowser's in now, so. Really just 5 looking for those last 2 spots. Unless something insane happens. But yeah, Mewtwo's at 132 right here, 69 on Chrom, so taking a ton, but he's supersized right now. He's going to get the 87% knockout on Chrom. Mewtwo, OG Green. He was 12-8 last season. He did quite well. Fortunately, he's knocked out, so back to even here, 0-0, 2 stock. Fortunately for him, he lost in the first round of play. No, he won the first round of playoffs against Yoshi in the number 8 seed versus the number 9. He defeated him there. He was the number 8. And then he lost to Ike after that. So he did win a match, though. He showed he had the ability. Obviously, showed that in the division itself. Tough division, ending up 12-8 was no picnic. That's for sure. Even just in the league in general, a decent record. Again, got you seed number 8, not including the buys, of course. So that, in fact, that would have been 16th rank overall in the whole league. Mewtwo. But yeah, he's not there now. He's 8-9. He's the one we've been mentioning several times more, I'd say, than Chrom, because he's the one they could fall out of playoffs still. Pretty much almost the only one. With Villager 9-9 is almost in just definitively. Already had Villager's the next buy, of course. So Villager has only got 1 left. Can either go 11-9 because it didn't play yet. So it can either go 11-9 or 9-11. Has 2 left technically. So that might actually be enough to make it in playoffs. But Mewtwo 8-9, I guess pretty much the same, but does have an extra win to pick up. Can he do it here? He does the same thing as last time, Super Mushroom, getting the knockout on the lower percent Chrom. Almost the exact same percent as last time, 80, mid-80s or something, maybe a little less. 131 on him, just again like last time. How long can he stay on with that second stock? Not much longer, though. 34 on Chrom. Different than last time for that matter, but not much. 52 on Chrom now after a nice attack by Mewtwo. Even though Chrom's supersized, Mewtwo still gets a nice big attack in there, and now still with a decent lead. Decent enough to call it one, maybe. Chrom, another Super Mushroom, another strike, a Poison Mushroom returns him to normal size. Or yeah, was he small? Hard to tell. I think he might have been. I don't know. Maybe not. He's big now again. And a nice attack on Mewtwo as he returns to the stage. Chrom, that is, 74-95. Chrom takes the lead. That's huge because, yeah, this is like one of the first. He's had the lead several times, but that's the one that matters the most. Finally getting the first knockout at the tied stock. Yeah. Ending that one quick at the final stock fight. 4 minutes exactly. Nice. And Chrom is going to move up. 12-6. He's going to continue to have a chance at maybe that top 3. In fact, again, like I said, he's going to have a decent shot because, yeah, he's 12-6. He needs a lot of losses above him, but still, though, Dedede or Kazuya is going to drop to 14-4. It's 2 matches away, and that's what he needs. So, great for him. And he's got a chance with the matches he has coming up. Not hard at all. Shulk might be, but Lucina should not be. Mewtwo, on the other hand, yeah, Bowser and Corrin, it's not going to be easy at all. He's probably going to lose the next one, which means he's now 8-10. He's probably going to go 8-11, probably. And then we'll just have to see. Corrin, unfortunately, Corrin losing does put him at 6-12 right now. However, like we said, if he can go 7-12, win next set Corrin against Sheik, which should happen. Mewtwo has Bowser. Mewtwo lost. Mewtwo should end up, if you know, if barring a massive upset, come the last set, it should be the 7 and 12 Corrin versus the 8 and 11 Mewtwo, and yes, that could be for a playoff spot. That's crazy. You gotta love when it works out that way. Very serendipitous. Villager making a run, playoff run at the end of the season here. Was pretty much hanging out at the bottom of the middle, even like in the bottom 6 at some points, even recently, honestly. Villager was in the bottom 6 after set 14. So, yeah, we're now in set 19. And Villager is now number 11 instead of 16. 9 and 9, again, probably solidified spot in the playoffs, but we didn't look at the matchup. Wolf here, that's not easy. Not at all. Next one before well, actually buy next for Villager, and then the last set is King Dedede, and so 9 and 11 may be what Villager ends up, but with the 9 wins, it's definitely something, and especially because Mewtwo lost, and now 8 and 10. Might be even better for the Villager there, more of a cushion. 124 right now against the 73% Wolf. After that shot, another shot on Wolf from the tree-looking rocket. Caught in the net, Wolf, 100%. 124 on Villager still. A little bit of a comeback early on here to even it back up, but no, Poison Villager going to be eliminated by Wolf. 100% still on Wolf. Supersized Villager, though. We re-rolled 2 of the same, the 2 skins that we usually use on Villager, not other than the main one. So the 2 random ones we rolled for Villager so far. Interestingly enough, the 2 green skins, of course, for the green division here. The Wolf also, is that also a Wolf's green skin? I didn't even think about that. It is. So like, just like we're using secondary skins today for these guys. Wolf still 152 still in, but only 14 on Villager's second stock, doing a really good job avoiding damage. The tree doing a lot to block that. Just tanking that. 159 on Wolf though. Villager there it is. Nope, still doesn't get the knockout. That's crazy. Oh, the rocket couldn't have slowed him down, surely. The net will whip him right out of here. 22 only on Villager, and that big lead that Wolf had is all gone. It's done a little more damage now, 46. Poisoned. Wolf. Still doing damage. Super Mushroom on Villager, though. And now, yes, again, of course, yes, Villager 9 and 9, but Wolf 10 and 7. Really not that different. Of course, Wolf has the extra match. Villager can only tie Wolf if Wolf loses out. Wolf is going to fall off the stage. Not coming back that time, and that's a Poison Villager. Maybe going to be going down to tied up 60% on Villager right now. Wolf gets a Super Mushroom, then a Poison Mushroom, and back to normal he goes. Villager is also normal size, 85% now on that second stock. Wolf gets a Super Mushroom. Again, he's hit by the rocket because of it, and he's just shooting his laser gun. Cannot hit anything. Does get the hit eventually, though, and the knockout, tying it up again in 1 stock each. Villager hanging in there, and again, would go 10 and 9 and then drop Wolf to 10 and 8. That would be quite interesting. Although, yeah, I mean, who knows then? Villager is not in the top 8. That means Wolf is only number 7. Wolf could end up the same rank as Link, who's on a bye. I mean, same record that is as Link, who, I'm not sure who won. Oh, Wolf just beat Link. Never mind. I do know that happened last set. Wolf beat Link, so won't drop below Link. That's something at least. But going 10 and 8, we have the 9 and 8 Mega Man and Bowser Jr. And again, if he would lose again, that would be that Villager obviously would have the head-to-head above him. And if he loses again, they would be tied then at that 10 and 10 spot. If Villager also loses again, but not going to happen. Wolf going to make sure of that. And that's going to, again, Wolf's done with a run for the top 3. He can't quite make that anymore. But he is going to hang on here. And again, that's some OG green fighterage there in Wolf. And it looks like he may just be able to solidify his spot here. 11-7 is going to be good. Absolutely. And then Wolf does have his matches to come are, of course, just Toon Link and Luigi. So could be two easy wins for him to finish things off. Could bump him the whole way up to 13-7. And that almost, in fact, would get him in. It's not going to be, it wouldn't be enough because 14 is what you need to get into the top 3. But still, 13-7 is a very good. It's better than he did last season. So there would be that for sure. He was he was 13-7 last season. Never mind. So yeah, you would just do the same. But still, that's like doing better because with all the new fighters and everything. Although this might be one of the divisions that got a little easier now that they lost Ganondorf, Wario, and apparently Snake and Meta Knight all of a sudden doing amazing in the blue. Anyway, Villager, yeah, 9-10, still a shot though, still a decent shot because they're decently up there. And the only problem, of course, for Villager is having King Dedede last. And so do you go 9-11 or can you somehow pull off an upset and go 10-10 there? 9-11 might just be fine though for Villager. All right, penultimate match, Me Gunner taking on Mega Man. I barely mentioned Mega Man today. That's because he's got Kazuya coming up next that we haven't seen yet, and Link, who is on a bye for his last 2 matches. So he's barely been mentioned today, but he's 9-8, and he's in that number 9 spot, tied with Bowser Jr. But he beat him set 16, so he's got the head-to-head victory. He is number 9 officially, at the moment at least. But again, with a win, he's going to be tied with Link. Wolf won, so he won't be tied there with them. But yeah, a win, Mega Man or Bowser Jr. will be tied with Link. And I believe Link, I guess we wouldn't. Maybe we just wouldn't know because they would always have had this different records. But I thought maybe Link had. Oh wait, yeah, maybe they did. Whenever Bowser Jr. because Bowser Jr. had his bye recently. It's possible they played early enough, Link and Bowser Jr., which they may have. It's like Link may have. And I think he does have the victory over him already. Something tells me that happened. I don't know why. Anyway, we'll talk. We'll look at that later because they could end up tied. Maybe they won't. Never mind, they do because Bowser Jr. won. What am I saying? He's in the first match. He won, so he's tied with Link. Cool, great for him. Mega Man is in the same spot here. And 104 though, he's in a much tougher match. Of course, Bowser Jr. had a little easier matchup. Mega Man knocked out first here, 106 on the Me Gunner, who's, of course, yes, 13-4, number 4. And nice upward tornado by Mega Man, tying things up here. And also a very cool skin for him. If he ends up in the yellow or red division, we'll probably see that more often. Not that his green ones aren't cool. And he could end up, not yet, because he'll be going to the blue next. But he could end up there, depending on what happens. He's actually sneaking into the top 8 right now. However, I don't. Has he spent any time in the top 8? I don't think so. I do not think so. Maybe briefly. No. If we don't count set number 1 after set 1, because there was more than half of the division, so more than the top 8 ended up with 1 win to begin things. If we don't count, he actually did go 2-0, so he was one of the 2-0s. But again, if we don't count that, I guess, then yeah, he was never in the top 8 after that. So yeah, that'd be amazing for him. Against a fighter like Me Gunner, almost knocked out there, 118, Me Gunner at 62. 2 stocks still, each. A chance. Super size Mega Man, 91 on Gunner, launched, but not the whole way. Back to normal for Mega Man. Evened it up in stock, but a nice attack by Gunner there, and that will be Mega Man's second stock down. Gunner 105 though. Gun 05. 125 now. Man, tossing them away, throwing some leaves, throwing some more leaves, reusing some razor leaf attacks. It's not going to do it though. Not enough. Super Mushroom though on Mega Man, only 11%, tying it up. This last stock here, it's not. It's a bit of an upset, 13-4, 9-8, but it's not massive. It's not a massive one. Other than the gravity of the situation of it all, I guess, because then Gunner would, of course, fall a bit out. He wouldn't be completely out of the top 3 run, but I mean, this would almost put him into the top 3. Yeah, if he could win this, not quite, unless he's got the right matchup, win head-to-head. But there it is. Okay, Gunner, you do some edge things very successfully. Nice play. Gunner, very good try. I'm sorry, not Gunner, Mega Man, of course. Very good try. Did everything he could to pull off a pretty good upset there. Decent one. Could have gone to 10-8. That might have been his definite playoff spot, but he's going to go to 9-9 instead. Still okay. That would have been a great win to pick up, though, of course. Kazuya coming next for him is not easy, and Link is also not going to be easy now that he's not tied with him. That would have been an awesome one, though. They would have been tied if he won today. They would have been 10-8, both of them, with one set left before they fought. Whew, that would have been cool. Again, even maybe fighting for the top 8 still might be, but I mean, see, because Bowser Jr. is really the one that's up there now fighting with Link for it, but they've already fought, of course. And yeah, so there's that. Gunner is going to be finishing. I believe he has some slightly easier ones, Bayonetta and then Bowser Jr., so not exactly easy. Bayonetta wants that last playoff spot, and Bowser Jr. may want that number 8 spot. So yeah, could be 2 important ones, maybe not as much for Gunner, but for the others. And here's the one I know you've all been waiting for. I know I have. Number 2 and number 3. Who is what? We don't know, because they're fighting now. 14-3, both of them. Tied at 2nd place. Bowser's 16-2. Who will move to 15-3? Still a game, but just one match behind him. Dedede has the victory over him. I believe Bowser may have beaten Kazuya, but I'm not positive on that. So it's yeah, he did. I see it here. Bowser did defeat Kazuya. In set 11. It's a while before that. It was near the beginning when Dedede defeated Bowser, but that was an OG green matchup, so we remember that one. So that is where everything stands. Dedede, the best chance to steal that number 1 spot back, or else it's going to end up a lot like last season, where Bowser, I think, loses the head-to-head with Dedede, but has a couple matches ahead of him in record and ends up ahead in number 1 because of that. But Dedede still a chance at 2, still a chance for 3. Either way here. Same with Kazuya. Oh, nice spike balls from Dedede here. Not going to be enough to get Kazuya, because he does have a decent recovery. That's what makes him such a strong character. He's big, he's powerful, and he's got good recovery. Trifecta, the triple threat, really. Dedede, though, he's actually the same, right? And that spike ball, that one, it'll be the launching one. Nice attack there, and 101 on him right now. Not a super mushroom, just regular size. He almost spit Dedede, or spit Kazuya at the super mushroom. Kazuya doesn't make it the whole way, then just runs and gets it. Gets the knockout and almost ties it all up. 31-42 on Kazuya right now. Back to normal. Dedede does have like a slight size advantage as far as weight goes. I don't know if there's much. 53-35 right now. Dedede again in a very, very tiny lead here. Oh, you know, if you ever get any kind of camera change like that or cutscene when Kazuya is in the match, it's definitely because of him. I don't know if any other fighter does that. So they go, oh, Kazuya trying to pull Dedede the whole way off the stage, but he does it to himself, and Dedede just floats right back up. Are you serious right now? That was insane. He's lucky he didn't do it again. Okay, maybe he did actually mean to hit him off the stage there instead of not. So he did tie it up with that body slam. That was insane. Dedede It would have been real bad for I guess it would have been about the same for Dedede either way, because he just got, oh my goodness, knocked out right afterward again. But what a hit by Kazuya, almost getting the downward launch. But again, if Dedede's recovery wasn't so good, wow, Kazuya just annihilating Dedede in that last stock match. Whew. Okay, well, I guess we know who number 2 is. It's that guy. Oddly enough, though, yeah, if they would all three tie the top now, we would have to go into extra tiebreaker scenarios, because we would have, if Bowser, Dedede, and Kazuya somehow would tie now, which is possible still, 15-3 Bowser, 16-2 Bowser, 15-3 Kazuya, and the 14-4 Dedede still all have a chance to go 16-4. And if that happens, Dedede beat Bowser, and Bowser beat Kazuya, and Kazuya just beat Dedede. So yeah, we would have to discuss other matchups and see who has the best matchup against. Like right now, it'd be like against Me Gunner, because he's the number 4 place. So who beat Me Gunner? Everyone beat Me Gunner. Okay, then what would be next? That's just hypothetically speaking. I don't know if that actually happened, but next would be Piranha Plant. Okay, who beat Piranha Plant? Oh well, King Dedede, of the 3 of them, maybe say he was the one who beat Piranha Plant, nobody else did. Okay, well then Dedede, all of a sudden he has that number 1 spot. So there's that. And then number 2 would probably be the one who beat Dedede, because of course Dedede would be number 1. So maybe that person would probably deserve number 2 if they beat the one who got number 1, because of that other factor. Anyway, that is that. The Dedede, of course, he's got Link next, and then Villager, so not easy at all for him. Kazuya's got Mega Man, and then Bayonetta, so harder one, and then easier one there for him. So it's possible if Dedede can win those 2 easy ones. There are 2 harder ones, and Kazuya drops the harder of the 2 of his. Could have them tied back up, I guess, and then it all depends on Bowser. Well then, after 19 sets, man, it's been crazy. It's just getting better and better. Bowser Jr. defeating Little Mac, Shulk beating Toon Link, Piranha Plant over Corrin, Lucina over Luigi, Bayonetta defeating Diddy, Bowser over Sheik, Chrom over Mewtwo, Wolf defeating Villager, Gunner defeating Mega Man, and Kazuya beating Dedede. We've got, of course, still Bowser at the top, 16-2. Not clinching the top 3 yet, but everything else he's there. Kazuya is 15-3 now, the definitive number 2. And of course, he hasn't done anything extra yet either, other than obviously beating King Dedede. What did happen though, Gunner is now, because of his win and Dedede's loss, and Gunner's win over Dedede in set 18, it just happened a couple sets ago. He's now number 3, and that is huge. Obviously, he's now for now, only 2 sets left to go. He's that number 3 last buy spot for the playoffs. So Gunner stealing that away from Dedede for now, because they're both contending for that, and maybe even the second buy. Even still, the first buy with Bowser not locking it in, and Piranha Plant 13-5 also still has a shot to get one of those buys. The 12-6 Chrom does not, but still, that's pretty good either way. Actually, I take it back. Yeah, 12-6 Chrom could still take it if the matchups went his way, with the 14-4 could go 14-6 Gunner being that 3rd place right now. So yeah, Chrom is the last one that does still have a chance. Other than that, though, we have 11-7 Wolf now, 10-8 Link staying where he was because he was on his bye. He beat the now 10-8 Bowser Jr. already way back in set 2, so that's already said and done. Interestingly enough, the same amount today, same number, 9 there. The top 9, all clinching playoffs, same as Red did in their set 19. So they're all in. I believe it was also, 10-8 that did it. So it's really pretty much the same. Not all the records, obviously, but at that point it is the number 9 clinching playoffs, 10-8. And then we have 9-9 Mega Man, who's just fallen out one match there. Villager is 9-10. They're both just on the brink. You have the 8-10 Mewtwo and the 8-10 Shulk. Mewtwo beat him way back in set 4. They're the last ones making the playoffs. That's it, though, of course. There's only 4 spots left for the playoffs, right? Everyone else is in. 9 are in, 13 total. So who gets those last 4? It's up to these last 2 sets to determine it. But that's who's in it. And of course, right out of it is Little Mac 7 and 11, who just beat set 18 as well. Bayonetta, it's 7 and 11 now as well. So they're both vying for those spots. Little Mac just falling out of it. Bayonetta coming back into that moving middle as well as number 15 now. Then we got the number 16 dropping out of the moving middle, 6 and 12 Corrin, who beat back in set 16 the 6 and 12 Luigi. Then we got the 5 and 13 Lucina, Toon Link at 5 and 14, Sheik at 3 and 15, and Diddy at 2 and 16. All 4 of those are out. 14 losses clinch the bottom 6. That's Toon Link, Sheik, and Diddy. They're in for sure. Lucina still has a shot to make it into 15 or even 14th place maybe. And speaking of clinching things, the top 5 have clinched the top 8. So there's only 3 spots left there. Piranha Plant, Dedede, Gunner, Kazuya, and Bowser. Those are all 5 of those definitely going to be in the green next season. And Toon Link, Sheik, and Diddy also definitely going to be in the green next season. Might even have some in the middle clinching the moving on spots, actually, if we really think about it. But I didn't think about it, so we'll see about that. Those who are going to be like who can't get out of like one game from 500, like Villager probably clinched, actually. I'd say Villager probably clinched the moving on. Probably going to see Villager in the blue next season for sure. So that is that. That's where everybody is. That's where everything stands. 2 insane sets left before we talk about that set 20 for the green. Next up, we have set 19 for the blue. It's going to be Palutena taking on Snake, Captain Falcon versus Lucas, Rosalina and Luma against Falco, Pichu versus Wario, Ganondorf against Ken, Rob versus Fox, Pacman against Banjo and Kazuya, Inkling versus Roy, Cloud versus Meta Knight, and finally Steve against Sora. It's going to be a great one there. 13 and 4, number 2 against the 12 and 5, number 4. Pretty great way to end. And then Ness down now at 9 and 9 on a bye, middle pack there. Like he's going to be in the moving middle for sure in the blue. Anyway, yes, for these guys next, it's going to be insane, of course. Shulk is taking on Luigi to start us off. That's at 8 and 10 versus the 6 and 12 on his last leg against somebody who can still fall out of playoffs. And Shulk there, Luigi the lower one, of course. Gunner 14 and 4 in the next match against the 7 and 11 Bayonetta to see if she can hang on to that 15th spot. Then we got Sheik, who's out of it at 3 and 15, taking on Corrin, the 6 and 12, looking to see what Bayonetta does just before him there. And then we got Diddy at 2 and 16, somehow in the 4th match against Bowser Jr., who's that's why he's in that match, because Bowser Jr. is 10 and 8. He's got some things to fight for right now, especially again he's looking for a Link to lose, and for him to win, that would put him in number 8 for now. And then after that, we've got Wolf taking on Toon Link. Wolf 11 and 7, just above that. That's why it gets a little worse. Toon Link is already out at 5 and 14. But again, he did clinch the bottom 6. But with those 5 wins, he does have like a chance, right, to do something. So we don't know. We don't know yet. And then we got. I mean, he could pull off some upsets. He's still got time. And then after that, Toon Link, we got Lucina versus Chrom. That's going to be the 5 and 13 Lucina taking on the 12 and 6 Chrom, and that's why we call that the worst one, because Chrom pretty much solidified in the top 8. He almost. That's going to be a nice one to get him there if he can pull off the win against Lucina. Now 5 and 13, not in the bottom 6 for sure, but might do it there. But of course, she is already out of playoffs. And then after those, we got our best ones. Little Mac is going to start things off with one of those 7 and 11s there versus Piranha Plant at 13 and 5. Then we got Mewtwo at 8 and 10 trying to hang on to playoffs versus Bowser 16 and 12. That's going to be tough. Then our last 2 is the 9 and 9 Mega Man, still with a good shot, but he's up against that 15 and 3 Kazuya. That's not going to be easy either. It's just as tough as Mewtwo's match there. Tough, maybe a little easier, but maybe a little more winnable also for Mega Man. We'll see. Finally, though, we got 10 and 8 Link, number 8, versus that Dedede at number 4, who keeps falling now, 14 and 4. Can Link do it? Dedede showing that he may just be human after all. And Villagers on a bye, they're at 9 and 10, so we'll also see kind of where they stand afterward with the 2 8 and 10s below them, 9 and 9 Mega Man above them. We shall see. And the 2 7 and 11s still with a great shot just below those 8 and 10s. That's really where it all stands. Can't forget about the Corrin and Luigi at 6 and 12, though they're probably already done. Just have to find out though. 2 sets left. It's all come down to this. Hope to see you for those. Like, subscribe. Let me know who you think will win those. Let me know who you think is going to make the playoff run. In the end here, got 1 divisional round for everybody. It's actually 2 rounds if you count the buys. So 5 rounds, and then we got the buys included afterward, which will round out the 5 that win from the first 5. Make 8, make 4 matches, and the winners of those 4 divisional matches will move on to the league playoffs, where there's of course going to be 16, and then we'll whittle those 16 down to just 1. See you next time. This is Randy with Nerds Templar in the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate AI League. Peace.